Hot Springs Village Inside Out is a closer look at the greatness of Hot Springs Village, Arkansas, and the surrounding areas. People, places, experiences. Hot Springs Village is one of the most beautiful places on earth. Join me, Randy Cantrell, and my co-host, Dennis Simpson, as we engage in weekly conversations to explore Hot Springs Village Inside Out. Today's show is brought to you by Central Arkansas's favorite radio station, KVRE. Find them on the dial at 92.9 FM. Stream them live at kvre.com. RE/MAX of Hot Springs Village is the largest real estate office with over 30 full-time agents and support staff. They're also an award-winning RE/MAX office. Visit them to learn more about this beautiful place to figure out your real estate needs. Call them today at 1-800-364-9007 or find them online at explorerhsv.com. They are RE/MAX of Hot Springs Village at 1-800-364-9007 or online at explorerhsv.com.
Well, today with a very special episode of Hot Springs Village Inside Out, we have Rebecca, Miss Megan, and Mr. Ethan and Mr. Emmanuel. Now, obviously, the guys have to share a screen because the girls, they need their own screen. I'm sure their loveliness prevails. We're going to be talking today about the FCCLA. Rebecca, tell us what that is since you're the veteran.
So FCCLA stands for Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America. It's a student-led career and technical organization that focuses on the family, and it encourages students like me to participate in the ultimate leadership experience.
And now you said this earlier, you said the ultimate leadership experience, which I assumed was parenting. So what is the ultimate leadership experience? Because, parenting's a tough one if you ask me.
Well, it is. I think the ultimate leadership experience is actually their tagline. There's a lot of ways that students can get involved. One is through STAR events, which stands for Students Taking Action with Recognition, which we have all participated in, and I'm sure the boys will tell you about their latest project later. You can also run for an office at the local, district, state, or national level.
How cool. How cool. Ethan, now you're the president. How did you get started? Did you just walk in and they went, oh, there's the president? Ethan, how did you get started? How did you walked in, they just voted on you as president? Is that how this went?
Not exactly. So you have to undergo an election process that will involve the entire club. And I believe that year we had 8. So you go up, and I believe the year I ran, there were 8 candidates running. So you go up, you give a speech, and then a club votes for you to be an officer. They don't vote for you to be a specific position. So you get a general officership role, and then you all 6 officers go into a room, and then they decide what position they wanted. And that year, it was me and one other girl who wanted it. And then we fought over it for like an hour, and we had to leave the room and have the other 4 vote for us. And then I came out on top.
So she lost the arm wrestle is what I heard. Is that how that went? Okay, I'm making sure I understand this. Megan, what's your position and how do you show into this? Megan, how do you come into this? What's your position?
Well, I ran as a school officer. I was actually last year's school president. And then last year, my sophomore year, I also ran for district. And I ended up getting the position of vice president of membership for my district level. And then this recent year, state elections are a lot different because you have to go to your district conference that everybody is at in your schools. And you have to run as a state candidate. And then you have to be elected as the candidate. And they get 2 people from each district as state candidates. And then those candidates go and get interviewed from the past state and district officers.
So how many people? I'm sorry. How many people are usually at the state? How many people there?
You have 6 state officers, and you also have district officers there. So it was a pretty full room. I think about like 12 people were at the interview.
So Emmanuel, how does this all lay out to you? How did you get involved in this?
Well, my FACS teacher introduced me to FCCLA because At Jessieville in 7th grade, you're required to take SPACs class. And she introduced us to the club, and she asked me to join because she said she saw potential in me. I said, okay, I'll join. And then I kind of got more into it because I kind of found a place where I just like to be. And then I ran for the vice president for District 6, and I won that. And now I plan to run for state next year.
How cool. So what's the whole impetus of all this? As I understand, we may be leaving the state for some reason. What's going on here, Megan? Or I'm sorry, Rebecca.
Well, I and the boys here both made gold at state star events this year. So I was actually in the job interview event, which is basically where you have a mock interview and you have to show them your resume and recommendation letters, and you have to present. You have to apply for a fake job, and then they tell you basically if you get it or not. So we both made gold at state. So we get to go to San Diego, California this summer to compete at the national level.
Let me get this straight. Going where again?
San Diego, California.
From, if I make sure I can pronounce this correctly, and by the way, I'm an Arkansas boy too. So from Jessieville. Did I say that correctly? Did I say that right? And let me explain, guys, real quick. My dad, and I was just at a funeral this morning, one of the reasons I was delayed here. My dad is from, and now listen closely, Sheridan, not Sheridan, Sheridan. So you can get from Sheridan to San Diego or from Jessieville to San Diego. How cool. Have any of you been to California before?
No, sir.
Really?
No.
Wow. Ethan, are you looking forward to this?
Definitely. It should be quite interesting.
I imagine so. Emmanuel, what are your thoughts?
I mean, me and my family planned a couple of years ago to go to the San Diego Zoo, and that got dooed off because of COVID.
Yeah. In just a couple of weeks here, Diane and I are trying to go to Spain for the third time, not to get to Spain, but to try for the third time. We were going to the Bahamas and they had a hurricane. We were going to Barcelona and they had riots in the streets. We had talked about going to Hong Kong and they were having riots. So if you need any place messed up good, you let us know and we'll buy tickets there. Okay. So I'm hoping this all goes. Now, you'd obviously been trying to get to California for a couple of years, but Megan, you've never been there at all.
I have not. Rebecca and I actually got the gold for our event that we did a few years ago, which we would have gone to Washington, D.C. for that.
Yeah.
But that conference was also canceled due to COVID. So this is the first time I'm actually able to go. And I'm going under different circumstances because I'm a state officer and all the state officers go. So I'm going under a bit less stress than they do because I'm not competing, but I'm definitely there to help out and to learn a lot about other officers at that conference.
Well, Rebecca, what's the competition like? You said it was like a job interview, but I mean, what are the other competitions?
So 2 years ago, Megan and I did national programs in action. It was all about distracted driving and how we could make our community aware of the dangers of it. And so that was just one event, but they have tons of events to choose from, all the way from like baking to sewing different projects. It's really, there's an event for everyone.
Well, I was mentioning earlier that, and I would ask Rebecca, while we were waiting on you gentlemen, I asked Rebecca if she was going to apply for any of the scholarships because the technology club in the village gives out scholarships. And I happen to be the awarder and there are awardees. And I'm always impressed. And I wanted to say this to each of you right now. You're well-spoken, you're intelligent, you're quick, you're sharp. This is a delight. Thank you. And I know, well, there's a perception in a lot of people's minds. Oh, it's those younger kids and they don't, you guys are on it. I mean, Ethan, for example, what have you learned? What has this process brought to you? What have you gathered from this?
Well, I've honestly learned how to speak without much planning, improvising a speech. I've done that a few times and I feel like I've gotten pretty good at it, but that's one skill I feel like I have acquired from this.
Emmanuel, how about you?
Well, really, we've gained a lot of leadership from doing this. And like Ethan said, improvising speeches because we've had to make up speeches for local office and then district office and hopefully state next year.
And it sounds simple initially until the sweat comes pouring off your brow, right, Megan?
Oh, yeah.
So now, Megan, are you a junior this year, Megan?
I am, yes.
And Ethan, what are you, a junior or senior, or what are you? Have we lost our guys again just for the moment? We may have. Rebecca, let's come back to you while we're waiting for the guys to join us. You are a senior this year?
I am a senior this year.
And where are you thinking about going? You go headed to college? Where are you headed?
I am going to a 4-year college. It's called Hillsdale. It's in Michigan.
I know exactly where Hillsdale is because the fine folks at Hillsdale send me a brochure probably once a quarter, once a month or so. Yeah, great people. I'm impressed. I'm sorry, Ethan and Emmanuel, we lost you there just for a second, but the lovely ladies filled me in for a moment. Ethan, what grade are you in? What will you be this year? Just in time to lose them again, I'm afraid. I'm so sorry. Would you ladies tell me, Ethan and Emmanuel, what grades are they in? What are they going to do?
Ethan is a freshman, and I believe Emmanuel is as well.
Wow, that's incredible. So this organization, is this is at virtually every school in the state, or is it a little bit of everywhere?
I know some schools don't have it, but it's more common for schools to have this organization than to not.
Yeah. Guys, I'm sorry, we lost you just a moment again there. We were asking what grades you were in, and we were trying to get an idea. Rebecca is apparently defecting and going off to some college thing that, so that's pretty cool. But what are you guys wanting to study? What do you want them to major in?
Well, me and Emmanuel both being in the 8th grade, we haven't really gotten that far yet to think about it.
Yeah. Hey, listen, English major is always an option, right, Megan? I'm teasing. So if we wanted to help you get to San Diego, how would I go about that, Rebecca?
Okay, so we're actually having a lot of opportunities that people can donate to us. So we're fundraising a lot. We're doing bake sales and car washes and things like that to help raise money. I think each of us need about $1,500 so that we can go there. So.
Yeah. So now, do we just contact the school for the FCCLA, or what do we do?
Yeah, you can contact the school, specifically our advisor, Miss Sheila Churchill.
Okay. And Megan, you're just accepting checks. Is that how you do
it? Yeah, so you could send a check, not to me. I don't think.
Attention, Megan Brown.
No, address it to the advisor, although it would be nice. But the school also has a PO box that you can get them through.
So, Ethan, have you ever been to California?
No, I haven't.
Interesting. You have that in mind, huh? You're like, this ought to be pretty fun, right? What days are you going? When's the year? I mean, the year is this year, of course, but when are the days? And I think we lost the guys again. Rebecca or Megan?
Is it June 28th to July 4th?
The answer is it's going to be summer. That sounds like an awesome time. Guys, I'm sorry we lost y'all again. We were just asking what dates it was going to happen and when you were going to be there. But so are there any fundraisers that we can participate in? I mean, we can obviously buy cake buds, or we can wear the car washes. How else do we contact you?
Well, you can get us to Miss Sheila Churchill with P.O. Box 4 at Jessieville, Arkansas, our Jessieville School District.
Okay. I'm assuming she has an email address we can contact her too, right?
Sheila.Churchill@jsdlions.net.
Say that one more time, Emmanuel. I'm sorry.
Sheila.Churchill@jsdlions.net.
Great. Okay. We'll have that in the notes and everything. I want to say, honestly, congratulations. This is rocking awesome. I mean, who has trouble going to sleep at night going, we're going to San Diego. Okay. When you're there, let me give you some things to do. Okay. There is a ship museum down by the bay. We were there October this last year. I had never been to nearly 60 years old, never been to California. We went to San Diego, down on the bay. They have a ship museum where they have the Star of India, which is a huge old cutter ship. They have submarines, they have ferries, they have boats from all over the world. Then as you go back up over the point, they have a huge, around the point, it makes a big C, like a big cape. And at the top side of the cape, they have a lighthouse that looks over the entire bay. It's amazing to see the C-130 airplanes flying under you from that point. So things to do when you're in San Diego, but I'm sure Miss Churchill and we'll have a lot of other things for y'all planned to do. You will have the time of your life. And if we want to give donations, it's to FCCLA, P.O. Box 4, Jessieville, Arkansas, or we can email them. We can email for more information to Sheila.F. Churchill, is that correct? At Jessieville. Whoop, I did it wrong. You're going to have to correct me.
Sheila.Churchill at jsdlines.net.
At JS. I got it. Well, on behalf of Hot Springs Village Inside Out, thanks for joining us, and we're proud to have you. Congratulations all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, it's been a pleasure, kids, really. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Hot Springs Village Inside Out, a podcast where Hot Springs Village, Arkansas is the star. Please subscribe to the podcast. You can do that by visiting our website, hsvinsideout.com, and tell a friend.